Welcome back, true believers and spectacular Spidey fans, to another Spider-Man Homecoming related video this time. And today I am proposing a question that quite a few people actually on Twitter have actually asked or are discussing about for the movie, as well as how I kind of thought of it after just analyzing the past Spider-Man movies and also the majority of the movies within the Marvel Cinematic Universe in regards to the villains that each separate movie entails for each of those characters. And my question I'm proposing today is, will Adrian Toomes, aka the Vulture, die in Spider-Man Homecoming? Now, this is a question that I decided to ask or make a video about because on all of the Spider-Man movies, specifically the Tobey Maguire trilogy or the Sam Raimi trilogy, every Spider-Man villain in that movie besides Sandman has died. And it was kind of really, not anticlimactic, but it was just kind of really unrewarding, I would say, in that sense, because of how we have this huge fight with all these enemies, and then in Spider-Man 2, I think that is the best one, where Doc Ock sacrifices himself because of how he realizes he's becoming a monster, and he wants to change his evil ways, which I love. And then same thing with Green Goblin in Spider-Man 1, where he is crazy, and then his madness descends upon him into the very end, where he tries to ultimately kill Peter, and then that ends up killing him instead with his own glider in his chest, and that's how he dies. Spider-Man 3, of course, Eddie is kind of crazed by the symbiote. He is in love with it. He is driven mad by it, pretty much, and he is kind of empty without it, which is why he jumps in with the symbiote to sacrifice himself for it. And Harry dies trying to save Peter, unlike his dad, where he was trying to kill Peter. Harry does the exact opposite and tries to save Peter from Venom. And then Spider-Man has this really touching moment with Sandman at the end where he forgives Sandman for killing Uncle Ben. And that is the ultimate way of Spider-Man showcasing with great power comes great responsibility. Even though Spider-Man can't really kill Sandman, because Sandman can just kind of regenerate from the sand, he did not try to attack him. He just forgave him, which I felt really touching at the end of that movie. The Amazing Spider-Man series, Lizard, this is actually where we get into the villains not dying because of how the Lizard was taken into Ravencroft prison, and he was just there being held prisoner because of how Spider-Man spared him, and Lizard actually saved him from the Oscorp Tower destruction from the first movie. And The Amazing Spider-Man 2, you could say that Electro died, but really there's that whole theory that electricity never does die, and he did the thing like what Electro does usually in the comics, or what he did specifically in the Spider-Man animated series 2003, the new animated series with Neil Patrick Harris, where Electro just kind of faded away in the electricity wires and is around the city's electricity system, all the generators and stuff like that. So that is what happened to Electro in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Rhino, we still have no idea if Spider-Man beat Rhino or not, but I'm highly assuming he did, and most likely took Rhino into prison. And then Green Goblin, Harry Osborn, was just also sent into Ravencroft prison after he attacked Spider-Man at the Clock Tower and causing Gwen Stacy to die. So, and with all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, Ironmonger died, Red Skull quote-unquote died, Loki is doing okay because of how he is going to be a big part of Thor Ragnarok. Yellow Jacket, we think he is dead, but he could be trapped within the microverse. Caecilius and all the other Ancient One rebels that Caecilius had may have died, or they just might have became mindless ones for Dormammu. We do not know, but I think they became mindless ones. And in this movie, we have 3 Spider-Man villains. Vulture, of course, is going to be the main villain. We have Shocker, or 2 Shockers, because apparently there was, in the international trailer, an African-American person with a Shocker gauntlet and a Shocker-type jacket on, and then in the domestic trailer, we saw the guy with the giant gun next to Donald Glover, who's in the trailer, who had the Shocker jacket on. So there could be a group of Shockers, or one primary Shocker that could be just a gang that Spider-Man fights. And then, of course, Tinkerer, who's just going to supply all these guys with the equipment and the gadgetry and all the weapons that they will be using against Spider-Man. Now, Vulture, Michael Keaton is going to build his own Vulture suit, or Adrian Toomes. But that does not mean Tinker can aid Michael Keaton with that. And as for himself, Adrian Toomes, a.k.a. the Vulture, he is going to be a really big threat in this movie. Tom Holland has already said that his entrance is going to be like that of a horror movie. And having Vulture as the primary villain causing all this stuff, like what Adrian Toombs said in the trailer, "Don't mess with me, I will kill everyone you know and love." So with that said, Spider-Man will obviously want to stop him, but since Spider-Man is 15 years old in this movie, I can't possibly imagine seeing Spider-Man kill someone, even though he hasn't killed anybody in the previous Spider-Man movies. But that, I mean, having a 15-year-old kid experience someone dying like that. I mean, we already know that this version of Spider-Man experienced Uncle Ben dying, but having a supervillain die in front of this Spider-Man or anything like that with those circumstances is still unknown, but I do not think Vulture will die. I think most likely Vulture will be captured and sent into a high-security prison, kind of like that of the Raft, where all these superhero people on Captain America's side were taken in Civil War, and all this other amazing stuff that we can expect from this movie. But in general, I do not think Vulture will die. I think he will be saved for a future movie, or we will just see Michael Keaton / Adrian Toombs be imprisoned somewhere at the end of the movie. So thank you so much for watching this video, True Believers. Stay spectacular, everybody. Peace out.